All right, Miss Tuley. It's her first appointment of breeding season. She had to ride to town, so she's all sweaty. Her's kind of fat and out of shape. She's had not much to do since last summer when she weaned her adopted foal. But because of the complications from last year's birth, her first appointment this year is going to be to collect a culture. And I will ask Dr. Torvik to explain that to you guys better than I can explain it to you. Come on, you know how. Tuley. Come on, sweetheart. There you go. Good job, baby. Okay, Dr. Torvik, can you explain to YouTube what we're doing?
So this mare is going to be artificially inseminated this year, is the plan. So we are doing a first check on her uterus just to make sure everything looks okay. And then we are also going to do what we call a culture. So it's where we grab a sample of the tissue, not necessarily tissue, but any bacteria or debris that's in there and culture it, make sure she doesn't have an infection and make sure she's safe to breed.
Okay, because of her complications during last year's birth and the retained placenta is why we're doing the culture and stuff, right?
Yep. And just to make sure everything looks good.
Okay.
Hey, ma'am, put your leg down.
We're going to go to this side so YouTube doesn't lose its mind. It likes to flag me for, you know, that sort of stuff. Good girl, Mama.
And when did you start seeing signs of heat?
She was in raging heat like 3 or 4 days ago.
Okay.
I mean, raging heat. Like every gelding was good looking.
She said, these guys are attractive.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything recently.
Yesterday was the day she was squirting at him.
Oh, I didn't see that yesterday.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for? What are we feeling
I'll
for?
get you a good image. So this is her uterus right here.
Hang on, let me get to where... See if I can get you guys a good shot of this without glare.
So this is
It's
her...
gonna be awkward. Okay.
This is her uterus right here, and you can kind of see it's a mix of black and white. That's called edema in the uterus. Mares get edema in the uterus when they are in estrus. Right here is her left ovary. I'm looking at the ovary and just kind of looking at all those black spots you see are follicles or what contain the eggs. So I'm just looking to see if she has any big ones. Nothing super big on this side. So measuring 25.6 millimeters, so not a very big follicle. Most mares are usually ovulating anywhere from 38 to like 50.
Okay.
Just depends on the mare. So no big follicles. I think she's just starting her estrus cycle.
Okay.
Or like midway through it. This could be her first one of the year too. I don't see any evidence that she's ovulated yet.
Sure.
But she's building 2 on this side. So she's got one right here. This is the left ovary, and then another one right there.
Okay.
So if we were going to plan on breeding on this cycle, we'd probably check her again in 2 days just to see what those follicles are doing.
Okay. How long does the culture take to come back?
So usually culture anywhere from 2 to 5 days, depending on the lab.
Okay.
So getting a better look at it on this side and better measurement. Now that she's kind of stopped moving, I measure from one side of the follicle to the other. She's actually at a 33.8 right here. So she's kind of getting in the area of thinking about getting to be a big follicle. I still don't like breeding that small because the fertility rate is lower. Sure. So they usually grow 2 to 4 millimeters per day depending on the mare. So she probably would be ready to breed by Monday.
Monday, and today is Wednesday.
Yep. Monday, anywhere over the weekend to Monday, somewhere in there.
Sure.
We are going to culture her.
So with her retaining the placenta when her foal was born last year, what else do you check that you wouldn't check if she'd have had a normal, healthy, successful birth?
Usually like a cytology wouldn't be a bad idea to do too.
Which is?
We take a brush and we put it inside the uterus, grab a sample of the cells.
Okay.
Look at the cells themselves and make sure the cells look okay, like no evidence of infection, inflammation, no scar tissue, that type of thing.
Okay.
And then the culture to see if she grows any bacteria.
Okay. And
so I think we should probably do both.
We're going to do both right now then?
Yep. So
okay.
We're going to get her cleaned up and go from there.
Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of what we use here. We're not going to use this on this mare. This is one that's not sterile anymore. That is just no good to use. But basically, what happens is I put this through the cervix of the mare, and then I pop this little sheath out, and I just kind of rub it like that.
Okay.
Back and forth inside the uterus to grab any fluid, any cells, and just then we simply pull it back in like that before we take out. So we try to stay as sterile as possible, and that grabs a good sample. We send it to the lab, and they culture it just to see if it grows any bacteria, so that way we can treat appropriately if needed.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we are getting the sterile sheath. I need that. Oh, sorry. We are getting the sterile sheath on this, so we're trying to stay as sterile as possible so we don't contaminate it. And I'm just introducing this through the vulva, going through her cervix into her uterus. She's wide open. Quite open. Then
Which
just pop
means...
it through the cervix. And then this is actually a brush that I'm using, so it's not truly a wire brush, but it kind of has bristles, pretty sharp bristles. And I'm scraping the sides of the uterus just to get a sample of what the cells look like, make sure everything looks okay.
She doesn't even seem to notice.
No, it doesn't hurt. It may be a little bit of discomfort, but since she's in heat, her cervix is wide open. So it doesn't really hurt going through. So that's why one of the reasons why we try to do it in heat. So then I just pull everything out. The brush is in there where it's sterile. You can kind of see it right there.
Yep.
And so I will separate that off, and we'll get a culture from it and a cytology. So we are done with her. We are getting the cytology out as well as the culture. Those will go out tomorrow. The cytology usually comes back in about 4 to 12 hours based on the equipment we have. Culture takes a couple days, but she's got a big enough follicle and heat enough that I think we probably could plan on breeding her on Saturday. So we will contact the stud owner and let her know to collect the stud probably Friday, and then she should be ready to ovulate about Saturday. We'll plan on breeding her on Saturday and then go from there.
Awesome. And you said everything on the ultrasound looked good?
Ultrasound looked great. I didn't see anything I was super concerned about. No free fluid. There was a lot of edema, which can be normal with a normal heat cycle. Some mares build a lot of edema. Wasn't too much though, because too much edema can be indicative of an infection of some type.
Sure. Awesome.
You're all done. I don't have a cookie.
Thanks, Doc.
Sorry, ma'am.
I have a cookie at the house for you. Alright guys. Back here, it's a couple days later. Hey, step in there. And, come on. Liam, or Battle River ink, was collected this morning. The semen is being shipped to us. We're going to ultrasound Tuley and see where she's at in her cycle, and possibly give her a shot or two. Dr. Torvik will be out here in just a minute to help us.
So today we're just checking to Tuley that, make sure she's close enough for us to induce ovulation. And breed her few tomorrow is the plan. As long as she's big enough hole. Should be egg. Right now I'm looking at the left ovary. It's got quite a few. None of them as big as I would hope. Once she got that really big, she regressed or got smaller. They can do that right before ovulation too. I don't remember off the top of my head what she was last time, but she's got a 38 right now, which is still big enough to induce ovulation.
I think it was 28 or something like that last time.
Yeah, no, it was in the 30s.
Was it in 30s?
It was in the 30s, but I don't remember. I have it written down. I just don't remember off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
So we'll give her a shot that makes her ovulate within 48 to 72 hours, and then we will breed her tomorrow. So this is something called deslerelin, which is a compound that makes them, it gives what we call the ovulation surge, and it triggers the ovary to start ovulation process. It takes anywhere from 48 to 72 hours.
Awesome. So that's it for today?
Yep, that's it for today.
You did good, Mama.
Okay, so we are checking Tuley today. We did receive the semen from the stallion. We're just checking to see if she's ovulated yet.
Huge shout out to Wendy and Paul for getting me semen on short notice. That was awesome. Thank you.
Alright, she's at a 39 on the left. Still got a little bit of edema, but she looks like she's thinking about ovulating.
We told her to wait until first dose was in.
Okay. Alright, so we will get her all cleaned up. We will get the boy ready. And then we'll breed her. We might have to watch her for twins, Corey.
Okay.
She's got 2 follicles. She's got the big one that we've been watching.
Sure.
And she's got another one right here.
Can you tell YouTube why that might be a problem?
So sometimes these smaller follicles will ovulate a day or 2 after the big follicle, and then there's potential for them to get fertilized, and then we'll have twins. And twin pregnancies are the #1 cause of abortion, early abortion in mares. And even if they do make it to term, the foals tend to have a lot of problems. So we try to avoid twins.
And if we do see twins developing?
Then we usually pinch one off at between day 14 to 18, somewhere in there.
Okay. And with our luck, we'll pinch the 500,000 one and not the $5,000
well,
one.
that's the 100% guess of which one are we doing.
Awesome.
We usually pinch off the one that's easier to get to.
Gotcha. How are you doing today? Huh? You want to say hi to YouTube? Yeah.
Now we have a sample of the semen, the genetic material, and I'm just looking to see how everything looks, and motility, and how many of the little swimmers are swimming to where they should be.
Does she want me? Do you want me to take Harriet back? Do you just want me to wait?
It's up to you, B. I'm happy to do whichever you want.
Whatever.
We
Hey,
can
B.
flush her real fast.
Say hi to YouTube.
Oh, hi, you too. So he's got probably 40% motility.
40%, which
Yeah.
is pretty good.
It's okay. For fresh, cooled, it's not the best, but I've gotten mares pregnant off worse. So they're swimming. You can see if you can get a view.
I'll see if I can get this for you guys. I don't know what that's going to look like on the camera. But anyhow, that's that. Okay, Dr. Torvik did me dirty and was having me send a text message for her while she AI'd Tuley. So Tuley is officially exposed. She's exposed again to Battle River Inc., which is Rush's daddy. So hopefully we'll have a full sibling to Rush, Hot Lips, and Trapper here in about a year. We'll give her cookies when we get home. She's a cookie monster. Okay, folks, it's the next day here. We're gonna check and see if Miss Tuley ovulated, and regardless whether she has or hasn't, I think we're gonna give her the 2nd dose of semen. So she's a little jumpy today. The wind's blowing pretty good. She tries to behave herself. Huh. She knows the drill where we're at. Get you guys over here. Get Miss Tuley in the stalks right here. Do you want to hold your ultrasound, Lena? We are a not exactly gentle mare with windy day. Oh, sweetheart. All right, see you guys in a second.
Okay, so we are 24 hours after breeding, and we're checking for ovulation. She has not ovulated.
Tuley.
So we have a second dose of semen. I'm going to check it and see if we have any swimmers still in there. And then put that in there. See what we
All right.
get.
A little bit on the slide there.
A little bit with the cover slip on it. See, it's probably a little cold. Okay, a little bit of motility. Maybe like 20% at this point in time, but they're still cold. So we will get some in the mirror and recheck it when it's warm.
Perfect. And so it being 24 hours after the first dose, pretty normal for motility to drop.
Drop a lot.
And,
Outside of the mirror, yes.
and then is there, so as it warms up, it'll increase a bit?
It will. Yeah, usually after it's warmed up. They're just like us when they're cold, they don't want to move very much.
Sure.
And then after they warm up a little bit, they will have increase in motility.
Okay.
So we'll check them again. I have a little piece warming up. We'll check them again in probably about 10 or 15 minutes.
Do we have to warm that up before we AI her?
No.
Her body
Air will
heat.
warm it up.
Her body heat does that. Okay. All right. Well, my wife is helping Lena's husband feed, Dr. Torvik's husband, feed cows right now. So I'm going to stand here awkward because I don't know the proper way to clean a mare satisfactorily. So we'll see you guys once that gets done.
Percent once it's warmed up.
About 25% once it's warm?
Yeah.
Huh? Not bad for a second dose, huh?
No. That's about 48 hours post collection, but some semen can live up to 3 to 5 days in the mare's tract.
Right.
Thank you.
All right.
Done colt, done colt.
Big done gelding. Another copycat of Rush.
Just a healthy baby would be nice.
Yep. Healthy live baby. For sure.
That's all that matters.
Uncomplicated delivery.
Although she's one that we're going to have to watch for retained placenta because she likes to do that.
Yep. Just a little bit of air to get what's left in the straw out.
Get what's all the little swimmers in there. Swim,
Perfect.
baby, swim.
Okay, Tuley. So with that second dose, really? So with that second dose just going in, we're gonna check her for ovulation again tomorrow evening. So we'll see you guys there. All right, guys, it's a little dark out tonight, but we're here to see if Tuley ovulated or not.
Nope, it's not.
No,
No, she's ovulated one, it looks like.
just one.
Yeah.
Is that acceptable or?
Well, I worry that I wonder when she's going to ovulate the second one. We'll still have to watch her for twins. But there's the ovulation right there.
Okay.
So she did ovulate one.
Okay.
Whereas that's a follicle. You can kind of see that's a follicle, whereas that kind of mottled area is where she ovulated one of them. So she has ovulated.
Sure. Which means that's the best chance of the pregnancy taking.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So we will check her again in 14 days.
Okay.
We might actually we'll check her at 14 and then again at 16.
Okay.
Just to make sure if she does ovulate that one again, if that second one, make sure there's not twins.
Okay.
But everything else looks good.
So for YouTube's timeline, this is Monday night. You guys are getting this video Tuesday. So 2 weeks from you guys watching this video, basically, hopefully I'll have good news and tell you that Miss Tuley is pregnant.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.